Hello, America. Welcome to New York. Our studio audience is here tonight. Uh-oh, look who unplugged the phone. This has been a very interesting week, and we're going to go out with a bang. I want you to set your DVRs for this one. Get the remote. I'll give you a second. Really, I mean, I'm doing this because, well, I'll tell you a second. Ladies and gentlemen of America, I, Glenn Beck, am calling for a revolution. A personal revolution in the hearts and minds of each and every one of us. Now, the reason why I asked you to set the DVR is because that way when MediaMatters.org grabs this clip in about 10 seconds, 8, 7, 6, and posts it online, the last part about the personal revolution, yeah, you'll be able to send that to your neighbors and friends so you can set them straight. The left is calling for a revolution, and they are calling for violence in the streets. I said earlier this week about Van Jones and how they really are, it's sounding more and more like Star Wars. Does anybody else notice this? It's all starting to sound like Star Wars. They're quoting the Emperor and Darth Vader. Feel your anger. Strike out. I mean, what are you doing? No, go with Yoda. You remember the little weird, creepy guy with the ears? He had the answer. If I asked you, well, let me ask the studio audience, who can solve our financial problems in America right now? Who has a system to solve that? Anybody have that? Who here has a solution for solving the ethical problems of the banking system right now? Do you have that? We are so stupid sometimes. I shouldn't say that. I am so stupid sometimes. I have been looking for answers in all the wrong places. I have been looking to Washington and to the parties and to the politicians for the answers. And then the Tea Parties came along and they just kind of sprouted up and everybody got up and you're like, hey, that's kind of cool, huh? And they changed things. This should be the giant lightning bolt that we're all hit by. The key to overcoming the overwhelming challenges we face in our country is you and me and the neighbor next door. I think it was on Tuesday's show of this week that I said that in the last few weeks I have come to the realization that time is up. We cannot wait for the next George Washington or Ronald Reagan. I mean, how many people ask somebody that you respect, hey, who do you think is going to be the next president? Who's out there? Who cares? If they show up, great, I'm there. If they don't, we're kind of screwed if that's our plan. This week, I introduced this E4. This is on a gas tank because let this be a refueling station for you every day at this time. Do DVR this show. Do share this with your friends. Talk about this show. Disagree about this show. Argue about the facts in the show. Do your own homework. The 4 E's. Enlightenment. Education. E2. Empowerment. And entrepreneurship. It is, I mean, watch Star Wars. It's pretty much this. It's a way to achieve a personal revolution. The left is doing all of them except this. Enlightenment, not really even. It's a twisted enlightenment. It's collective salvation. Education is a William Ayres education. It's twisted. The founders were evil and bad. Empowerment, Van Jones, we showed you today, or last, what was it, a couple of days ago, that empowerment, all that is to Van Jones, feel your anger, rise up, and grab the whip. If you do this right, enlightenment and education and empowerment, you realize who you are, you realize what the truth is, and you realize that you really do make a difference. It leads you to create. This isn't about making money. If entrepreneurship is just about making money, well then that leads to people creating CDOs. We can sit around and talk about how making money, but that's not what entrepreneurship is. Entrepreneurship is about creating something of value. Why does something have value? Because it's something that somebody wants, something that somebody needs. That's different. Enlightenment being twisted, education being twisted, and empowerment, grab the whip. You're not creating anything, you're destroying for the left. This is the solution. And it is a way for each of us to discover who we truly are and in turn restore. But each of these have steps in and of themselves. This is quite honestly, I've told you earlier this week that this is a one-year process, but it's not. Wait until you see what I have planned for 2012. This is the beginning. Once we've gotten through here, I'm telling you we're going to rock the world. And I know it to be true because I've done all of those. I've done them. And if you met me 15 years ago, you would have said, he's the last guy to do them. This year, we're going to challenge ourselves and those that choose to chart this course with us. Maybe that's you, maybe it's not. I'm challenging you to find out what you really believe. And I don't mean like, yeah, I think that's true. No, tell me why it's true. You know what? Tell me why you hate me. Don't tell me, oh, he's a racist, he's stupid, he's ignorant. No, no, no. Come on. You can do better than that. Dig down, man. Why? Why am I wrong? Specifically, what have I been wrong about? Come on. I'm challenging you. Find out who you are, what you believe, and then what you're capable of. It is the power of the individual, and it is the only way. Does anybody really think that a president is going to come in? Answer this question. A president can come in and fix our nation's problems. I mean, unless he's Jesus, I don't think that's happening. It's not going to happen. It's interesting, the other side, the radicals, and the people who are running our country, mainly into the ground, are using this same system. They have come to the same conclusion. And I want to give you this audio again from Van Jones.
So now your challenge as you leave here, our challenge, is to take care of that bottom-up part and that inside-out part, the heart part. That's where we're weak now. Top down, bottom up, and inside out.
Okay, the top down is have the people have a solution and have the people in the top ready to go. Bottom up, get the people angry, get them to rise up. But the inside out, as he's meaning it in some of his speeches, is empowerment. You stand up and grab the whip, using his words. Grab the whip. Several times we've heard him say, in effect, we've built the structure, we've taken the White House, we've taken Congress, but it's the inside out, the heart part, the individual, that powers the revolution that is lacking. He said it there. It's lacking. That's why they have to organize. That's why they have to get everybody, the unions and everybody else, to get people on the buses to come. And that's why you just show up at tea parties, because it's not lacking in you. You have most of the hard part. You just don't know for sure how it all fits together. See, they've dismantled the house, and now it's all sitting here in pieces, and we're looking at it going, I don't know how to put it together. There is a formula. And history has shown us time and time again that you can build the biggest, baddest damn Death Star in the world. But if you don't have the hearts of the people, you will fail. The American Revolution. This was a bunch of people with wooden rakes. They were shopkeepers. They didn't have uniforms. They were farmers. And they're going against the 1700s version of the Death Star. Great Britain, the most powerful army and navy in the world. How did we win with just a bunch of farmers? Only one way to explain it. The power of the individual. The power of the individual knowing who they were. Men and women knowing without a shadow of a doubt what they believe in, believing in it in such strong conviction that they were willing to die for it. The power of the individual. It can win the unwinnable war. It will move mountains. But how do we get here? First of all, you have to want it. You have to want it. And that, nobody can help you with. You have to be in a place where you're like, I am tired of it. I've tried everything, and I'm tired. And I know what I want, and I know what I believe in. Tonight, I'm going to offer a few suggestions. And I'm going to start a story that I'm familiar with, and probably not different than a lot of people in the audience. It's a guy who dealt with a couple of suicides in his family, suicide of his mother when he was young, fell into alcoholism, depression, divorce, lost his family, lost his fortune, lost his job, lost his friends. You name it. You name it. You wouldn't recognize him today if that's the way I described him, because the individual is me.